that Nigel Jacob is caught in traffic, unless he's in here. Seems to be the caught in traffic. It's like late in the office day. It's kind of, a strange thing. But anyway.
So pervasive remote sensing from satellites. We have many other means to detect things through drones and so on. There are many platforms to make detection.
So our platform right now at BioBot is measuring primarily opioids and other illicit drugs to really help public health officials make better planning and intervention decisions.
This kind of community around the table, because it's important for all of us to be looking at all of these issues through the various lenses to really achieve the solutions that are going to matter.
If a slice is like a potato chip, now imagine a linguine. Okay, it's a thin slice, and we put, to avoid crosstalk, we put buffer channels in between, and we quantify the number of buffer channels we need to put for different amounts of exposures.
To build spacecraft to go to explore the solar system or outside the solar system and try to answer fundamental scientific questions requires people, scientists and engineers, who are way up on the highest level of the intellectual spectrum. But those people must also have the ability to cast doubt on the certitude of their own ideas. That requires what I will call an intellectual schizophrenia that is not normal, and the more you're skewed to the side of always getting an A+ and always making sure that you're at the top of the class, the less your life has taught you to have those doubts. And that's the fundamental thing that I want to talk about when you talk about risk management.
That when we are building parts and we're in the middle of a critical operation, that it's kind of hands off. You don't come up and you don't interfere, you don't start asking questions, you don't start telling about your new baby, which is so exciting. You've got to keep the teams very focused. And it's the same thing that they've experienced, for pilots and for flying aircraft. In a lot of markets, we are the world leader in complex, highly engineered composite parts for aerospace. So we build the hard stuff. I hope you all realize what a big deal it is to take a class from Dave Thompson. No, seriously, he is so well respected in the aerospace industry, and you probably hear about SpaceX and Blue Origin and these guys who start this with billions of dollars. And really do add value in our marketplace. But Dave was the pioneer for this. I mean, he started private space and developed launch vehicles, plural, launch vehicles that support both the commercial and military markets. So
how do investors establish what a company is worth, and from that infer what a fair stock price for a public or private company should be, although today we're going to mostly talk about public companies. Now that just reduces one guess to maybe a slightly more educated guess. And so that's a limitation on discounted cash flow. So typically what investors do is they use both these methods and a few others that they have derived that they've found to be useful. But those are the two main methods. And in fact, in comparison to the broader stock market index, where aerospace and defense companies actually were valued on a dollar of earnings basis a little lower than the S&P average, by 8 months later, they were valued considerably higher, 20+% higher.